Okay, folks, we get started. Can I have quiet, please? Welcome here to Seasons Clubhouse for the outsiders. My name is Tom Mugno. I live here at Seasons, and I also work for MGA Travel. With me, I have Kristen, who works for MGA Travel. We're both travel advisors. And we have Lynn Herr, who is our business development manager for Princess. So I'm going to break this meeting down into three parts. First, I will talk about the transportation package, which is included in the pricing. And then Lynn will talk about Princess. And then I will talk about pricing again. Michael Graham, who's the president of MGA Travel, usually does these presentations, but he had pulled away on an emergency. So you've got Kristen and I, the second team. We don't do things as great as Michael does. He has a lot more patience than I do. Okay, so this cruise is out of Port Canaveral on January 26th on the Caribbean Princess. The actual cruise leaves on the 26th. The cruise, okay? The coach will leave from a central point along the Grand Strand on the 25th. All right? So we will leave here around 8 a.m., or not here specifically, unless the majority of people are from Seasons, then we'll probably wind up going from here. We'll leave about 8 o'clock in the morning and go to the Renaissance Hotel, which is at the World Golf Village in St. Augustine. It's a very nice place. All right? We will overnight there and then proceed to Port Canaveral at approximately 10 a.m. the next morning, which will be the 26th. Okay? Each person will be allowed one piece of luggage, maximum 50 pounds, please. And please take along another piece for the overnight stay, because your main luggage will not get offloaded at the hotel. Anybody that's gone with us before knows the whole process. We load your luggage onto the coach, and that luggage will go directly to your cabin. You will not see it again. Okay? So the overnight bag you have to carry with you, and then take it with you. If the next morning you want that to be loaded also right to your cabin, you can do that. But you will not have access to your large suitcases. The transportation package includes the round-trip luxury motor coach, the overnight hotel with a credit for breakfast, and gratuities for the drivers and porters at the port. And it also, the pricing will include the cruise. All right? So all of that is included. Everything that I've talked about is included. All right? So I am going to turn this over to Lynn and let her tell you about Princess and things about our cruise in particular. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tom and Kristen and Marge, for having me, and MGA Travel. I'm sorry I didn't get to see Michael this time. Hopefully I can be as entertaining. He is a good public speaker, so hopefully I can do that well. So how many of you have sailed on Princess before? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna take a seat And we'll just have a chat, right? Okay, so you guys have been on Princess. So I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna talk about, as Tom mentioned, we're gonna talk about the offering that they have, the cruise that they have in January of 25. We're gonna go over that, we're gonna go over the ship. We're gonna go over the dining options and things, the packages that we have on board. So we're gonna go over all that detail. But first, I just wanted to, and you guys have been on Princess, so maybe we can get, you know, somebody, one from every destination. Maybe you guys have been everywhere that we go. So Princess has been around. We actually, people laugh, and no offense to any of you, but I did a training last week with 15 travel advisors, and when I made this reference, most of them in the room were looking at me like, huh? I said Princess started a number of years ago because we were a little company that had the Love Boat.
Yes.
And these girls were all looking at me like, you know, what year were you born? You know, 1984. I'm like, oh, whatever. You do not know the Love Boat. So we did start with the Love Boat back, and that was the Mexican Riviera itinerary. So it's 1969. Back then, we started with the Mexican Riviera itinerary, and then from there we expanded to Alaska and, of course, all around the world. As you can see, we do go all over the world. We are really a destination leader, and for us, what that means is yes, we do go to the Caribbean, but we first decide where else in the world we're going to go first, right? And once we've kind of placed ships all over the world, then we're like, okay, what ships do we have that we can then put in the Caribbean, and what itineraries can we do in the Caribbean? Because we really want to have you all be able to go on one Princess cruise. A gentleman said to me, you know, go on one Princess cruise, you never have to leave, because we can take you all over the world, as you can see here. So if you guys have any questions about any of these other itineraries, please give Tom or Kristen a call, one of the people at MGA call, and they can help you with any one of the many itineraries that we do as well. But we're gonna look through as we go a little bit and talk about what's going on. We actually just started doing Port Canaveral. That's actually new for us, so I'm so excited that Tom picked up on that and that you guys have that offering, because of course it's 3 hours closer than Fort Lauderdale, right? So it's just kind of nice for those of us in the drive market. Nice that we're doing that. I have been with Princess for 20 years. I had my 20-year anniversary in August, and this is literally the first time we've ever done Port Canaveral. So I'm happy to say the president of our company, John Paget, he actually was born and raised in the Newport News, Virginia area. And so one of the first things he said was, why don't we do more East Coast departures? Why are we so West Coast focused? And of course, all of us on the East Coast were like, yes, we agree. So they added, we added Boston itineraries as well to the East Coast. You know, we do the round trip on New York for Canada, New England as well. And so they added the Boston, and then he was talking about Florida, and next thing you know, we've got Port Canaveral. So I'm super excited. It actually starts in November of this year, and we're doing 6, 8, and 14-day itineraries. So really good itineraries through the winter months. So we'll have a little bit of time under our belts there at Port Canaveral before you guys arrive in January. So we do a few different itineraries. You guys are going to do yours with Turks and Caicos, but we've got a few different itineraries because of the length of time. With the 6, we don't go quite as far, and then 14, we actually repeat and come back to Port Canaveral and then go back out again. I'm not a huge fan of that itinerary. I personally love the 8-day itinerary that you guys are going to look at. So I think that's a great one. The Caribbean Princess, I'll have to tell you, the Caribbean Princess was my first ship at Princess. I started in August of 2003, and the following year in 2004, the Caribbean Princess came out. So she's got a special place in my heart. She was completely refurbished in 2019, so all new. We did a really big refurbishment in 2019, all new. We actually moved the casino, and we moved, drawing a blank, the splash pad for the kids. So we did a number of different things, but all the soft goods were all redone as well, so a lot of really great upgrades. So all of that was done in 2019. Just to give you a reminder, Of course, we have our ships out of Fort Lauderdale. We do 7, 14, 21 days out of Fort Lauderdale. And then, of course, if you didn't know, we also do Galveston on the Regal Princess. That's a nice little itinerary as well for the Caribbean, doing Western Caribbean. We actually just do that seasonally. We do a short window on that, so from November to February or March. So just a short season on that for Galveston, but that opens up kind of the middle of the country for us. And then Port Canaveral, of course, as I mentioned, brand new for us with the Caribbean Princess. So great options there. So one of the things that we do is we really want to immerse you in the culture of where you're going. And so we do this everywhere we go. In Alaska, it's called North to Alaska. And in the Caribbean, it's called Rhythm of the Caribbean. We actually bring entertainers on board, local entertainers, and things to come on board. And of course, we're doing all kinds of delicious Caribbean dishes and food as well. This band, I've actually seen this band, they're terrific. They're on board the cruise the whole time, so it's just great music from them. And of course, you know, you can all food and drink throughout. And then we also do a Parrots in the Piazza, which is really interesting as well. They come on board. You can get your picture taken with the parrot and all that kind of good stuff. But they do really a teaching kind of experience for you to learn about all the different. They don't have just parrots. They have a number of different kind of birds and wildlife with them. So really neat experience there as well. And looking at the itinerary, so of course, you can see here from Port Canaveral, it's St. Thomas, St. Martin, San Juan, really great because of course then you've got airfaring, you know, to get there. So that didn't sell real well. So I think this is great that we're able to get to San Juan and include that because it's a great, my husband is actually Puerto Rican and we've been there a number of times. And it's a great island and it's a wonderful experience to get to experience San Juan as it's the 3rd oldest European established city in the Americas, so it's kind of neat. So really beautiful itinerary, of course, St. Thomas as well. You've probably maybe been to some of those places. So just kind of an up close. Tom's got a flyer that you guys can have as well that's got the itinerary, a little picture of the itinerary on it over there with your winter part. If you didn't get one of those and you'd like one, you've got that as well. But this is just a nice little screenshot of the itinerary. So you can see you've got a few sea days in there as well as your ports. So going, as Tom said, going down on the 25th on your motor coach and then getting on the cruise on the 26th. And then coming back on Monday, February 3rd, and I assume you guys leave that morning and come back on the motor coach. Yep. Yep. Okay, and then of course you're gonna have so many things to see and do. If you guys have, I'm sure you've been to the Caribbean, so you've got, you know, lots of options, but so many things to see and do in the Caribbean as well as on Princess. And the Eastern Caribbean is, of course, really great because you've got all the different kind of island culture and all the different things going on there, history mixed with good old-fashioned shopping as well, right? Okay, so looking at the Caribbean Princess, as I mentioned, beautiful ship. I just love the Caribbean Princess. She was our first ship where we had movies under the stars. We have them on almost all of our ships now. But she was the first ship that had the movies under the stars experience. So it's really a neat experience. If you haven't watched a movie under the stars, it's a beautiful experience. We do first run movies in the evenings, but during the day, because it has the same technology as the Times Square screens, we can play movies and shows and games and things like that during the day as well. So we pretty much have that screen going throughout the day usually. If there's sporting events, things like that, we will play it on there. As we talked earlier, no news and no politics, nothing like that on the screen, right? So really fun things. The ship is actually, we were talking earlier, so a gentleman had mentioned, you know, he likes Princess because we don't do a lot of kids. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit, right? So this is a beautiful ship, but what we do is we still capacity control the amount of kids we have on board, okay? So if you were on a Carnival ship, and I know I'm being recorded, so I hate being quoted, but if you were on a Carnival ship and there was 2,000 people on board, you could have 1,000 kids on board, right? They don't capacity control the amount of kids, right? So we do that in two ways. We have itineraries where we capacity control. We also capacity control based on our cabin site, our cabin bedding, right? So we don't have as many triple and quads cabins as they do, right? So that also capacity controls our kids on board. I will tell you, I like my kid, but I don't necessarily like everyone else's children.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being recorded. But, so I love the fact that we capacity control, because you will have, like, seasonally, you know, for spring break, things like that, you will have more kids on board. But we did a Canada-New England cruise. When my son was homeschooled, we did a Canada-New England cruise. And he was like, how many kids do you think are gonna be there? Because of course he wants there to be kids. And I'm like, I don't know. And so I called a friend who looked it up. She's like, there's like, I think it was like 16 kids. You know, he was disappointed. I was like, yay, right? But it was Canada-New England, so it was during school time, right? Most kids are in school during that time. So, you know, obviously we do see more kids and families in the summer in Alaska. So that's a very popular family itinerary. And we do, as I mentioned, holidays and things like that. We have a little bit more, but we do capacity control the amount of kids you have on board. So on a 3,000 passenger ship on a holiday, you know, up to 800 kids on board, right? So, and that's like a holiday sailing. So, but again, the way we design our ships in such a way, we used to have a tagline. I've gone through quite a few taglines in my 20 years with Princess. My favorite, big ship choice, small ship feel. So I don't know how many of you have been on a real small ship, maybe 650 passengers, right? So it's a beautiful product. I was bored. There wasn't enough to do for me. The show had 2 dancers. Our shows have 25 dancers. We have a number of different shows to choose from, a number of different guest entertainers. So on a small ship, you have less choice, and I love that big ship choice, small ship feel. Because what that means is you've got choice to eat, you've got all different choices of entertainment and food options, but you can also find a small nook and cranny to sit away, take a nap, read a book. My husband and I, if you've been on a Princess ship and been up to Skywalker's Lounge, during the day it's a perfect place to read a book and take a nap. Because it's quiet up there, I mean, you can't hear a thing because of where it is. Quiet, relaxing. So there's always, with that big ship choice, small ship feel, there's always a place where you can find to. If you've got friends and you like to play cards, something like that, there's always a place to find that. So I love the Caribbean Princess as well. And like I said, so we've got, it's a big ship, 3,000 passengers, but you've got, and here's some shots of cabins so that you can kind of see. The top is a mini suite, so if you've been on Princess before, what's nice about the mini suite is you've got that sofa. Now, for myself, for example, we go with my son. What's nice about that is you've got, he's sleeping on the sofa and there's a drapery to pull, so then that way, even if somebody's taking a nap and the other person wants to watch TV, they can do that, you know, watch TV, pull that curtain, and you've got that privacy as well. So mini suites are terrific. Our balcony cabins as well. As you can see, all the amenities. You guys have been on Princess, so you know there's refrigerator in your room, a blow dryer, all of those things as well. So some beautiful cabins. And then on the Caribbean Princess, we have a number of entertainment as well. We've got our Movies Under the Stars, as I mentioned. We've got our original production shows. We're still working with Stephen Schwartz, who has done Wicked and different musicals, so he's still producing some shows with us. So we've got that going on with him. So we've got a number of shows, of course, always guest entertainers, bands, lounge singers, so a number of different that. One time years ago, I was on with a group of travel advisors, and there was actually a hypnotist. And I was like, I had never seen a hypnotist before, and I was like, okay, this is strange. And they all dragged me down to sit in the front, you know, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be hypnotized, right? And so, but it was very interesting. So you never know, there might be some kind of different thing everywhere. I've never seen it again, so I don't know how that went over, but the guests sure seemed to like it. Especially there was a big wedding party, and there was a young man who ended up being hypnotized. I felt so bad for him because he was gonna never live it down, you know, and he was hypnotized, and the hypnotist told him, imagine the people in the crowd naked, and he was so, you could see his face turn beet red. He was so embarrassed, and he asked him, what's wrong? And he said, that's like all my family, like, it's like the bride, and and he was just like practically in tears, the poor kid. So you may or may not see a hypnotist on board, but we do have all kinds of really great entertainers. We've got our Princess Theater, of course, for those big production shows. We do game shows and things as well. We have Club Fusion, which is, we do bingo there, we do trivia there, a lot of fun activities. We've got our Good Spirits. That's a really neat thing. We partnered with a gentleman, a mixologist, Rob Floyd. He's actually originally, I don't know if he's originally from California, but he had a bar out there and is now expanded. He has got a bar in Nashville, right on Music Row as well. And so he actually does cocktails for us. And it's kind of like if you're in the Caribbean, there'll be, a Caribbean type of cocktail with ingredients of the Caribbean and that kind of thing. So it's really fun. Club Fusion, and then of course Skywalkers, as I mentioned, our nightclub that's way up top. And we were talking about, now your pricing is priced, right Tom, as Princess Plus.
Correct.
Okay, so Princess Plus, we have 3 packages to choose from on Princess. And if you haven't been on Princess in a while, we just started this in the last probably year and a half, 2 years. So we have 3 packages to choose from. We've got our Standard, Plus, and Premier. I don't ever recommend Standard, right? Because it's just your cruise only price, nothing's included. And then there will be charges added for you, these little charges that we're gonna talk about. There'll be charges added that you will not have with your Princess Plus. Princess Plus is the best value as far as Standard or Plus, but then we also have an upgrade to Princess Premier as well. And so I'm gonna go over the differences between them. So your Plus experience, you're gonna have Premier experience, you're gonna have everything the same as Plus, except you're gonna have some unlimited options, right? And then you're gonna have some additional options that are not included in Plus. So with Plus, you're gonna have your beverage package, which I'm gonna show you a screenshot on, your Wi-Fi, your crew appreciation, that's all included. And then that value alone, so it's $60 per person per day. He's got it priced in for you, but that's the value of it, right? That's the cost of it. I should say the cost of it, not the value. So the cost is $60 per person per day for Plus. The drink package alone is more than that. The drink package that you're getting with your gratuity is $74.99. So with Plus, you're getting the Wi-Fi and your crew appreciation basically for free, okay? On top of that, you're also gonna have 2 casual dining venues, premium desserts, fitness classes, unlimited juice bar, and our Ocean Now delivery along with room service. So we never used to charge for room service. We're now starting to charge for room service, but if you have Plus, it's included. Okay, so all of those things are included. You've got 2 casual dining, which we'll look at, 2 premium desserts, and 2 fitness classes. Now, when we jump up to Premier, it's a $20 per person per day increase. So if you wanted to do that, Tom can easily upgrade you to the Premier program. Okay, now the difference is the drink package is an upgraded drink package to the Premier. You've got 4 devices for Wi-Fi included instead of just 1. You've got your casual dining, your premium desserts, and your fitness classes included, but unlimited. So if you cruised on Princess in a while, or if you haven't, we have a place called Alfredo's or Gigi's, depending on the ship. Alfredo's, I could eat a meal there every day. They have delicious pizza, but then they have all kinds of these delicious pasta dishes. So let's say I wanna go, I'm on a 14-day cruise. I wanna go to Alfredo's for lunch 3-4 times. Now there's also the Salty Dog that is a casual restaurant. I wanna go there too. So on a 14-day cruise, I can go as many times as I like. I can go for lunch, I can go for dinner, I can go as many times as I like. With Plus, you can only go twice. So on a 14-day cruise especially, the value for Premier is even better. You guys are on an 8, so you'll have to decide how many of these options you like on Premier. I think Plus is a great value, but if you really like some of the options we have now, what's also included with Premier? Specialty dining. 2 specialty dinings. Those are actually anywhere from $25 to $35 per person. So that's included for you twice. So that's a great value as well. Photo package. I don't know how many of you buy the photos. Photos are included. Digitally, all of them, 3 in print. Princess Prizes. This is actually, basically, I've got a screenshot on it. So it's basically every time you come in and out of your door with our medallion, it knows you're coming in and out of your door, and it actually triggers your entry into our Princess Prizes. So the more you're in and out of your cabin, if you spend money in the casino, if you spend money in the gift shops, you're entered into win Princess Prizes. I've actually had 2 travel advisors win. And the other day I was in an office and one of my travel advisors' clients came in and were like, oh, they just happened to be there when I was there. And they said, we're going on our free Princess Cruise. And I was like, oh, I'm thinking free, how'd that happen? And they won Princess Prizes and they won a free cruise. So we do give away some really great, and that's just being part of Premier, you get access to being drawn into those winnings. And then reserved theater seating, for those of you who love those production shows, for in the Princess Theater, we have reserved seating. We actually have covers over the seats that say Premier Reserved, and then those are held for Premier guests. So that's a great feature as well. So that's the upgrade cost there. We're gonna look at some of the restaurants as we go through as well. So why this is important, the way we've packaged this now with Plus and Premier. So you have complimentary dining, right? So you've got your dining room, International Cafe, the pizzeria, the burger place, the buffet. I mean, you won't go hungry, right? As you all know on a cruise. But then we've added the casual dining. Now the casual dining, there's a cost to if you don't have Plus or Premier. If you have Plus, you get to go twice. If you have Premier, unlimited. There's a cost. It's $14.99 per person. Remember, everything's got a gratuity added onto it. So it's got the $14.99 plus usually 18% gratuity. So it's pretty high. So the salty dog, now this depends on the ships, right? I have a screenshot, I'll show you what is on the Caribbean Princess, but depending on the ship, we have all these casual dining restaurants, and those would be included with Plus and Premier. Then we've got the specialty dining, as I mentioned, so Sabatini's, Crown Grill, we've got the Catch by Rudy, we've got a number of different specialty dining restaurants on our ships, and with Premier, you'll get 2 of those included. And then we also have some new experiential dining. This is not included, this is at cost. So the prices vary depending on what you want to do. We've got a 360 experience, which is kind of like music, smell, sensory dining experience. It's only on a couple ships right now. We just opened it. It was just invite only for suite guests, and we've just opened it for all passengers that you can reserve that. Chef's table, we've got Chef's table Lumiere or just regular Chef's table, depending on the ship. Basically that's a meal. There's only 10 or 12 people that will have that meal with you that week. They usually do it, the chef does it twice, but it will be a completely different experience the other day. So that is really nice. The chef comes out, he talks about what he's gonna make you. So if you're foodies and you love that experience, they do it with wine pairing and things as well. And then we've got a new winemaker's dinner, which is brand new as well. So a number of different experiential dining experiences. And so as I mentioned, with Plus, you've got your beverage package, your Wi-Fi, and your gratuities, and then all of those options as well. I mentioned about room service. So room service is included. Now, we have our Ocean Now delivery. This is our app. So once you're on board, you're gonna use the app. You can actually do Ocean Now and order food, drink to be delivered to you wherever you are, whether you're in your cabin. But using that app is all included as well as your room service, whether you pick up the phone to do room service or you can order it right from that app as well. So really great feature there. And then again, with Premier, you have all those things included, but then you have those 4 optional, or excuse me, 4 extras as well. Okay, so when we look at the beverage package, you can see, so the beverage package, the difference is $5 per drink, right? So it's a $15, beverages up to $15 for your alcohol drinks, and 20 with Premier. It was funny, I have, my husband actually was like, well, what about, I like to drink this, and I like to drink this, he likes whiskey. And so I looked both of the whiskeys he likes up, and they're both under the $15, and he's kind of a whiskey snob. So he was surprised that they were included, but they were both included in the Plus beverage package. So it just depends. You can see here, it's top shelf high spirits, reserved wines by the glass, but up to 20. Now that's not saying you can't order something that's more expensive. You order it and you just pay the difference in the cost. So, you know, if you order one expensive drink while you're there under the Plus, you would just pay that difference. So if it's $2 or whatever it is. So, but it's 15 alcohol drinks, but no limit on all the other drinks. So one thing, if you've sailed with other people before, with our package, everything is included with drinks. Big thing, bottled water. Bottled water is included, all of your coffees, specialty coffees, teas, mocktails, juice, Red Bulls, everything is included. So, and then you can also get discount on, like if you want cans of soda and things like that, you can also get a discount on buying things like that as well. So it's a really great feature, but you can see it, $64.99 plus tax or gratuity comes to about $74, right? With the tax and gratuity on there. So it really is a great savings to have Plus and Premier with your package. Okay, and then of course, food, right? We were always, you guys will be just in time to, like, if you didn't eat lunch already, maybe you'll be hungry when we're done. So lots of food options. So these are all your included food options. The Dine My Way is what I was talking about, along with the Ocean Now delivery for food. Dine My Way is how you do your reservations for your dining. So again, you can do it right on the app. You can say, I want to dine at the same table every night with the same people, or you can do, you know, tonight I want to dine early, tomorrow I want to dine late, I want to do specialty dining. All that can be done right on the app. What's really nice about that is, let's say you're on a shore excursion. This actually happened with me and some coworkers. We're on a shore excursion, we're in Mexico. We come back, we don't have to get on the ship right away. We came back a little early. So there's this, you know, Senor Frogs or one of those places, right? So we sit, we're having chips and salsa. They're all drinking margaritas. I'm the sober friend. And so literally we're like, oh, we're getting so full and we're supposed to have dinner like in an hour. And it was a free night for us. So literally we use the Wi-Fi of the restaurant to go on and change our dining reservation to a different time. So that's what's really great about it, is it's completely customizable. You can change your mind, you can, you know, whatever you'd like to do, you can do with that Dine My Way. Then of course we've got the Salty Dog Grill, that's out by the pool area. Then we've got World Fresh Marketplace, of course, which is our buffet area where you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks in between. And we've got our Slice Pizzeria. How many of you agree Princess has the best pizza? Thank you.
Yes.
Best pizza. I think we should open a pizza business because we have the best pizza. International Cafe, of course, with all of our, I love this. This is in the Piazza. Very popular. We're expanding it on our new ship, the Sun Princess. International Cafe, you can get breakfast, you know, croissant, a breakfast sandwich there. Lunch, you can get a chicken Waldorf salad. Can you tell that I've been a while and I like certain things, right? So you can get all delicious things. They have desserts throughout the day. So International Cafe is wonderful. And then we have coffee and cones up by the pool area as well. So for those of you who are ice cream lovers. And so just a little bit of a thing here. So it just talks about the dining. So you've got your main dining rooms, got your World Fresh Marketplace, International Cafe, all that good stuff. And then on the Caribbean Princess, for your casual dining options, the ones that are included with Plus, you actually have Planks Barbecue, you've got Steamers, and then you've got Vines Wine Bar as well. So those are actually, you can see, normally people would pay a cover charge for those, but you would have that included with Plus. Planks is like food served on a plank of wood, and it's ribs and all that kind of good stuff as well. and then steamers, of course. So lots of, lots of choice to eat, but then you've got those casual dining venues as well. And of course, just some shots of our delicious pizza, and of course, the most delicious homemade cookies, along with our specialty coffees. You can have room service included as well, of course. And then when we look at the specialty dining on the Caribbean Princess, it's actually, we have, you can see the little line there. We've got Sabatinis, we've got Crown Grill, then we've got the ultimate balcony dining, if anybody wanted to have breakfast on the balcony. Not just room service. This is, we actually set up your balcony. You can do dinner there as well, but we actually set up your balcony to have a meal there and serve your food there on the balcony, so that's really neat as well. And then the chef's table. This is actually a shot of Sabatini's. Beautiful, if you haven't eaten there, it's fine dining Italian, lots of seafood, homemade pasta as well. You can see here, here's a view of some of the things that they serve there. Just really delicious. Honestly, by the time you get to the main course, you're so full. Like, I ordered chicken and they brought me it was like a Cornish hen, do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh, I'm so full, and they literally brought me a whole chicken. I'm like, I feel so wasteful, because of course, you're not gonna take a doggy bag back to your cabin like we normally do, right? So, and then the Crown Grill, of course, this is our, surf and turf, so you can get delicious steak, chops there as well. This is a really nice experience as well. We did this on, I think it was Christmas Eve a number of years ago. We did a Christmas cruise with my mom before she passed, and my husband and my son and I, and that was wonderful, Crown Grill. So that's great. So you can see there you've got, now, if you upgrade to Premier, you will have that you could go twice, you could go to each one of those. But if not, if you don't want to upgrade to Premier, you want to stick with Plus, you can just charge that. So you can see it's $39 or $35 to go to either one of those. So you could do that as a nice treat as well. And then we've got the pricing there for the other experiences, the 360 chef's table, and then of course the balcony dinner or breakfast as well. So those are always options. The 360 experience, I'm sorry, it's not actually on the Caribbean Princess, but it's really a great experience. So if you get on another Princess ship, I would definitely recommend doing that, but the others are. I mentioned the prizes, right? So it's basically your door for, your door every time you're in and out of your cabin, you're entered to win. And so, but I left this in here because I wanted you to see. So this is actually, we're gonna talk about a Princess Medallion. And so I wanted you to see that. How many of you have sailed with Princess since we've had our medallions? Okay, so a lot of you. So basically you've seen this then outside your door. You've got I call it like a little iPad. There's a little iPad there, and as you walk up, it's like, hey, Miss Lynn, as I'm walking up, it unlocks my door and in I go. So that's a great little feature there, just to show you what that looks like. And then with our medallion, if you're not familiar with our medallion, it's a wearable device that replaces your cruise card. So in its simplest form, you're wearing it. You can actually wear it like a lanyard, on a lanyard, or you can wear it as a watch band. We have bracelets, necklaces, and things like that as well. But it's a wearable device. It's about the size of a little bigger than a size of a quarter, a little thicker. But that actually replaces your actual cruise card, like the little credit card, right? It's Bluetooth enabled and RFID enabled, so that's how it unlocks your door as you walk up. It's triggered with your cabin. You can see here, board your ship faster. What's really great is you're gonna order your medallion before you leave home. You're gonna become ocean ready on the app. And when you become ocean ready, then your medallion is shipped to your home. With Plus and Premier, it's shipped complimentary to your home. Yes?
Can we use our old medallion?
Nope. Nope, we give you a new medallion with your ship and sail date and your name on it. So you get a new one every time you sail. So you're gonna have your new medallion, you're gonna get that ordered to your home, you're gonna have it, so when you arrive to the ship, what's gonna happen is the person who wants to get you on board ship is gonna say, hey, and as you walk up, hey, Miss Lynn, how are you? Because they could see my picture that I've downloaded and taken of myself. They could see my picture, they know it's me, and they're able to say, hey, can I see your US passport? And literally show the passport and you're on the ship. It's It's made embarkation so smooth and easy. Hopefully you guys have seen that. And then you've got the keyless stateroom entry, as I mentioned. Your crew call chat, I don't know if you've ever used this, but basically, you know, let's say you're walking around somewhere, you're like, where am I? I have a question. You can actually type a message to a crew member who will answer you, so that's kind of neat. Find your shipmates, so husbands, I'm sorry. So basically, anybody who's in your cabin with you has access to see where you are. Now, you can, if you're over 18 years old, you can actually shut it off. Husbands, I don't recommend that. Probably won't go over well. But for those of us who have ever been on a cruise with a child, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, my mom says, Lynn, Noah's not in the room. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So now I'm getting dressed. I'm having to walk around, find out where the kid is, right? Now he was in the kids thing. The crew member apologized to me because they were supposed to close at midnight, but they were having so much fun. She let them stay. You know, he was not doing anything wrong, but I didn't know where he was, and I had to go looking for him. And that was before we had medallions. If we had had medallions, I could have just seen he's still in the kids zone, and I would have been fine with that. I could have sent him a message because we have texting abilities, right? You can chat, right? It's not actually using your phone signal, it's using the Wi-Fi from the ship. I could have texted him and said, hey, are you coming back soon? You're keeping Grammy up, you know, because she's nervous that you're not in the room. They were sharing a room that was like connected to ours, and so she didn't want to like make me nervous, so she called me on the phone, which startled me anyway. So we were all asleep. We were going home the next day, and he was thinking, oh, I've got a, you know, 15-hour drive back to Charlotte, so I can stay out late, because of course he wasn't going to drive. So that's a great feature to find your shipmates. That's a really cool feature. And then of course our Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is spectacular. We use actually 3 different types now. We use the Starlink and the regular Wi-Fi and whatever else the other one is. We use all 3 different ones. And then of course Dine My Way I talked about, which is your dining and your reservations for dining. The Ocean Now delivery, that's get something delivered. So let's say you're at the pool. My big thing is I get back to my room and I'm really like, should have got a Diet Coke. I really wanted a Diet Coke, and now I've got to, you know, go up and get one. Now you can just order it and it'll be delivered to your room. So that's a great feature as well. And then as most of you said you've done this, so you've probably downloaded the app. So we have a brand new app. It literally just happened. I haven't even had time to change my slide. So if you have a Medallion app on your phone, delete it and do the new Princess app. It just is it's blue with the Princess logo. Down that one, that's the new app we're using. It'll have you log in and all that good stuff as well. But that app is working very, very well. The only glitch right now that they've seen is if you have 3 Princess cruises booked with us right now, just your first one is coming up. You can't see the other 2. But they know it and they're working on it. It could be fixed already because she told us that like 10 days ago. So they're working on that. But otherwise it's working very, very well. So now if for some reason you just don't want to do your phone and that kind of good stuff, you can become ocean ready right using our website as well. So you go right into your cruise personalizer and click on, you can see it's try our web version. You can click on that and become ocean ready as well. So it's really, really super easy. So, all right, so we're gonna see if I can get this video to play and if it's gonna be loud enough. Oh. No. I don't know if there's sound on it.
I can hear it.
Did
It's
you
not
hear-
very loud.
you could hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Might have been from the laptop.
Let me see if I can find them. I don't know how to do
I'll
volume.
turn it up if you want to.
I don't know how to do volume on this laptop. Well, let me just play it so you
Yeah.
can see. Oops. For some reason now I'm back here. There we go. You can hear. redid it with new musicians and stuff. I just love it. Of course, it's like the whole, I won't say the thing at Disney that if you hear the music once and you have it in your head, nobody say it, and you have it in your head for like days, right? But now I'll be driving home going, so anyway, all right, well, that is it for me. And let me go ahead, Tom, and turn it back over to you.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll stay if you have questions or.
Okay, so that you all don't have to remember these. I'm going to give you the pricing sheet to look at. Maybe.
Here, Tom, I can pass them out, and you can. Here, I'll pass them out, and then you can talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I want to thank Paul for videotaping this for us. He will send that to Michael, and Michael, he will put it on YouTube. And Michael will send out a YouTube link if you want to watch it again, see if you wanted more information. All right?
Where do we go to get all the details of the stuff we just saw on screen?
He's gonna tell you.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just look. We've already sold 6 cabins. 2 of them were sold, but people not even know the price. So that is pretty good. All right. These prices, like I said on this sheet, are all per person. Okay. So, and the difference on the verandas, the BB, BC, BD, is location. That's the difference, is the location. And we have reserved cabins in all categories. The obstructed view on the ocean view is lifeboat. Okay? I'm not sure, and if you look at the picture of the deck, there are gaps between the lifeboats where you could see straight out. So
Yeah.
if you want to look at that, you can. Look at the diagram for the Caribbean Princess.
Tom, will you tell them, because the lady had asked me, what does the pricing include again?
Okay, the pricing includes the round-trip transportation. Includes your hotel. It'll include an allowance for breakfast at the hotel in the morning. It includes the tips for the bus driver and for the porters at the pier. So all that is included in that price, besides the Princess Plus package and the cruise. All right, that is all included in these prices. Okay, do we have any questions? Yes, Sue. Okay. There are no, we're not allowed to keep solo cabins,
Correct.
and I don't think this ship has any solo cabins.
No.
That does not, okay. But even if they did, we're not allowed to reserve them, and they usually sell out before the ship is built.
We don't have any solo cabins. We will have a few on the brand new Sun
Sun,
Princess,
yeah.
but it's literally maybe 5.
Yeah, so
So,
they go quick.
so you have to, unfortunately, you have to do double occupancy is the cost.
Yes.
It's pretty.
And the deposit is $500.
Is it how to refundable?
Is the deposit refundable?
I believe you have up until 90 days.
So it is refundable.
Yes. That's the first penalty, is about 90 days before the cruise.
Put the dates on, the dates, we came in a little late, we missed that. The dates of this cruise.
The 26th, well, the cruise is the 26th to the 2nd?
Third.
Third, okay. In January, the coach will leave here on the 25th. So if you get that, the date on there is the date a coach leaves here. The actual cruise don't leave until the 26th. Yes, Sue?
We didn't want
Yes,
And how much did it deduct from the price?
$400.
Per person?
Correct.
Person or
Correct, yes.
per person?
$400 off of these prices that I gave you,
Okay.
okay? If you do not want the transportation package. Kristen, did I forget anything here?
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
where it's got the different prices with the BB on the veranda,
Mhm.
is it like, with BB, that be like midship?
EB would be midship.
In other words, the least expensive is what, the Taylor ship?
They have groups of them in the front and in the back,
Okay.
under the different pricing. Look at the diagram. Go to Princess website and look up the diagram of the ship. It's all color coded in there, which I can't see, but it's all in there, color coded.
Yeah, the deck plan.
Yeah, the deck plan, right? I have no idea.
One of the
What they
questions was, do both people have the same package, or if you wanna upgrade? So the answer to that is, 2 people in the cabin have to have the same package. So if you both are taking Plus, you have Plus. If you want to upgrade to Premier, both people have to do it. The first 2 people in the cabin have to match their package. If you had a third person, that person doesn't even have to have a package, but the first 2 people do. Yes, ma'am?
So, I was in San Francisco in this past, October, and when you talked about room service, I tried to call up and use room service, and it was an extra cost. And I thought I believe I did have Plus. So, is that,
Are you saying you did have Plus?
excuse me?
You did have Plus or you did not?
I believe I did. My dukes were, anyway, are you saying you can do that with the Plus now?
Yes. Room service is included.
They told me, if you want to get complimentary to your room, it'll be $5. Which I
Yeah.
was shocked, because I'd never been on a cruise ship before where I called up and asked for a room.
Well, we actually, so pretty much all of our competitors have charged for room service for years, and we have never charged. The price is actually very reasonable if you have to pay it. But with Plus, you do not have to. Room service is included.
And sometimes we just went in the fall and room service, they're now charging, like you said, a lot of the ships are charging,
Yeah.
unless you.
Right, unless you're some kind of
$7.
package. Yes,
$7 for room service.
right. Yes, sir.
When it says Wi-Fi, 1 device only,
Yes,
that's per person, right?
correct, correct. Each package you see, when it says Plus and it shows what's included, is per person. So the 2 casual restaurants, you get 2, the other person gets 2. Yep, it's all per person. Yes,
You could switch between devices.
right. As long as you log out, I'm not saying this recorded.
Right.
As you sign in, you log out, now you log into a different device. It's 1 device at a time.
Some of the other cruise lines, you cannot do that. It's 1 device only.
Right.
This one you're on, you can. Yes?
Can we get reserved class main suites, the old club class?
If they're available, and it would be whatever the current price is.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Reserve class,
So we
Reserve collection.
have a category above our balconies before you get to mini suites. Well, it's actually a mini suite cabin category called Reserve Collection, and that is, he can price that. It's not priced on here because you can't hold group space on it, because we don't have as many of those cabins, but Reserve Collection is a little bit upgraded amenities, dining, you have a different dining space and that kind of thing. So it's a nice little upgrade, but yeah, he can check that, whatever the current pricing is, he can look at for you. Yes, ma'am?
What is the difference with the verandas between the BB and the BB?
location.
Just location, not the size and cabin.
No, they're all the same size.
So does that brand cabin just have a desk and no couch?
What is in a BB?
What is in a BB?
Yeah, you have to
Nope.
go up to a mini suite to have a couch on that ship, Caribbean Princess. Actually, all the ships, you have to go up to a mini suite to have a couch in your room, except the brand new Sun Princess. The brand new Sun that's not out yet is gonna have couches and sofas in all the rooms. So that's kind of the new way we're going, which I think is lovely.
What deck are those rooms on?
What deck are?
What's the deck that the rooms are on?
Which room, sorry?
The ones here, the numbers, like the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th.
Oh, let me grab my deck.
These categories are on different decks, they're not all on the
Right.
same deck,
Right.
okay?
What about if you don't drink? Is there a way to get the plus amenities without drinking?
No, it's a package.
You
end up
So,
But there are some
don't
drinks
drink
either,
either.
we get our money's worth
Yeah.
out.
I mean, basically, you've
There's a
got
lot of drinks
everything
too,
from
that aren't alcoholic, but they
Dolphin up to Riviera.
And you
They're
get
all
water.
cabin categories.
Which you
You
would
got
have to pay
9,
for.
10, 11, 12.
And special coffee when you want your cappuccino or whatever. Any more questions?
Don, what's the deal? It's $500 per person deposit.
Yes.
When is the balance due?
Offhand, I don't remember, it's probably,
I didn't hear the question, sorry.
the final payment. Here you go.
I'm sorry, this lady had a question?
How much is the digital photo pack?
Or 90 days before, okay.
$69.
Before sale, thank you.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going to come
Yeah.
out because we don't know.
Right.
It's not like Viking where it's a year. Oh, of course, you booked it 6 months in advance. Oh, okay. Anything else? Okay, if you want to sign up, I'm gonna go through this process. This process, I have printouts, printed out, so you do not have to take notes. I will give you a copy of it, okay? For those that are current MGA travel clients, the forms we have a form for that. Of course. We have a form for everything. Okay, this is the payment authorization form printed out, if you're familiar with the website. Okay? If you fill out one of these and just put the last 4 digits of your credit card that we have on file, then you will also put on here what type of cabin you want. And if you're traveling with somebody else and would like to have a cabin close by, put that on there also, okay? Now, if we don't have your credit card on file, do not put it on this piece of paper, okay? Do as a state, yeah, we try not to have credit card information laying around. Okay, we do everything we can to avoid that. So then you would go to mgatravel.com/payment authorization. Okay, but that's all on the website.
And you can also go to the website, if you just go to mgatravel.com, you'll see resources, and that has all our forms. You
Yeah,
can access
that's,
that way.
so that's if you're not an existing client, then we would ask you to go to mgatravel.com and under resources,
It's done.
fill out a new client intake form, a payment authorization, ID and passport, and emergency contact, all of those forms. Okay? Like I said, I have copies of what I just said, so you don't have to memorize them. Okay? And for clarification, and these forms.
Pass those out, Tom?
I don't, well, I'll have them whenever
Okay.
they want them, yeah. And these also. Any more questions? Hey,
If you haven't traveled with MGA Travel for a while, can you figure out whether you're still an existing client or not?
you are an existing client. If you have done it within the last 4 or 5 years, you're still in the
Okay.
log, but your credit card probably has
Right,
changed since then.
so we just
Okay.
let you know about the new credit card.
Then you can just get me your credit card number,
Yeah,
some other method. You don't have to go through the whole thing if you don't have it. But
Is the medallion gonna be mailed right to us?
the medallions are mailed right to you, yes.
Yeah, about 2 weeks or so before.
About 2 weeks
Usually
before,
get
and
it.
hopefully, on the last one we did, was delivered at home the day we got on the ship.
That's right.
Medallion was at my house. So they gave us medallions on the ship. The medallion's pretty neat. As many of you were here with us a couple of years ago when it was my birthday. Every time when you went past one of those displays, it said, "Happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday, Tom." So, yeah.
Isn't that, it's fun though. It's like when I took my son to Disney World and I made him wear the button that said "Happy Birthday, Noah." Every person, "Happy birthday, Noah." Finally, he says to me, he's like, "Can I please take the button off?" Because of course, I've trained him well, so every person, he's like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And he was like, "Please, can I take the button off?" But no, your medallion, you have to wear it, so it's gonna, but nobody's yelling at you, "Happy birthday." It just comes up on the thing.
Tom, regarding the medallion, what information is actually stored on that, so when we get home, because I still have my medallions from my other 2 princess cruises, because I'm afraid to throw them out, if there's something on it.
No,
I don't know what's on it.
it's just there's nothing on it. It's
No
a,
credit card
no,
information, no.
it's an
address.
electronic number that goes into our server system.
Okay.
The server system is what had all the
Okay,
information.
so I can-
The medallion is nothing. You can throw it out or
Yeah,
recycle it.
I-
Or save it. It's a magnet. You can put it on your fridge.
Oh, is it a magnet?
Yes, it's magnetic.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Just put it on your fridge. Save
try
them.
that.
I was saying we should come up with like a little, display thing
Yeah,
to put
yeah,
on your wall
yeah.
or whatever.
Well, they change color, right, for the number of cruises you're
Yes,
taking? Yeah.
yes.
There was a question over here.
Yeah, does your number doesn't do insurance?
No, we will do group insurance with Allianz.
Yeah.
Don't tell Princess we don't want that.
That's okay.
We will do a group package with Allianz, and the Allianz group insurance now is much better than the insurance was because it no longer depends upon your age. It's the same price for you young people and us old people, which is nice for us old people.
Do you know the price?
I do not know the price. I have not done it yet. Okay. Anything else? All right, thank you all for attending.
What about national parks? You want to mention that? National parks?
National parks. Yeah, anybody that's interested in a national park trip, there's a flyer for it over there in September. We get 6 more couples. We will have our own coach through the whole trip.